The Montecristo Show is about ready to begin.
Welcome to the Montecristodog Show, where we will talk about classic movies, TV shows, and other interesting things. So relax and enjoy the Montecristodog Show.
Hello. This is your friend and host, Caleb Montecristodog Santos. It's a nickname that was given to me by the internet, and I went into that in detail yesterday. And this is the Montecristodog Show, amen. And we're going to be talking about good things here. We're going to be talking about a look at a dead-end kid, Leo Gorcey. Yesterday we talked about Billy Halep. I think that Billy Halep, when I look at the dead-end kids, he was one of my favorites, if not my favorite, because of the leadership he used to exercise, the intimidating power he used to have over those other kids. And I really liked him. He was, in my opinion, he was potentially a great actor. It was a shame that there were some issues in his life that I'm not going to elaborate. I just want to look at what he's done as being part of the Dead End Kids, and I really enjoyed Billy Halep. I also posted on my Facebook wall some video clips. There was one that he did a little bit of I think he did a role as a crooked car salesman. There was another one that he did in Archie Bunker. And he had a couple of bit parts here and there. I think he appeared on the Jack Benny show, if I'm not mistaken. A wonderful actor, and he was one of my favorites. But today we're going to look at Leo Bernard Gorcey. And I'll be honest with you, I took an interest in the Dead End Kids and the Bowery Boys because they were one of a kind. As a little kid, I grew up watching them on Channel 5 WNEW in New York City. And I really liked the comedy. My favorite one was Satch. And my other favorite was Louie. And Slip was also one of my favorites. But we're going to talk about Leo Gorcey. Leo Gorcey was born on June 3rd, 1917, and he was a renowned American stage and film actor. He gained fame for portraying the leader in various groups of hooligans. And he was in the Dead End Kids, the East Side Kids, and later the Bowery Boys. I noticed that there was like some competition of the leadership between Billy Halep and Leo Gorcey, and you could see it in the plots of especially the Dead End Kids. The Dead End Kids, there was some competition there, and this guy, it was just amazing to see the chemistry between Halep and Gorcey with the Dead End Kids, and I'm telling you, it was good. And I liked I think it was in Angels and Dirty Faces where Billy Halep really stood up to Leo Gorcey when he was challenging his leadership, and Leo Gorcey backed away. And I really liked the fact that he had different kinds of names. In the Dead End Kids, he was known as Spit, and then he was known as Muggs in the Dead End Kid, in the East Side Kids, and then in the Bowery Boys, he was known as Slip Mahoney. What I really would have liked, and see, this is one of the things I liked in the Bowery Boys, they were consistent. His name, Leo Gorcey's name in the Bowery Boys was Slip Mahoney. But a lot of times in these East Side Kids and Dead End Kids, they had different last names. But it was good. It was good episodes. They held their own. I already shared with you my top 3 Dead End Kids films, and they were very well made. I have a couple of them, a couple of favorites, and I wanted to share some things here about the Dead End Kids and Leo Gorcey. Leo Gorcey was also a good actor, but I wanted to share, again, reviewing my top 3 movies from the Dead End Kids. First of all was Dead End with Humphrey Bogart, Angels with Dirty Faces with James Cagney, Pat O'Brien, and Humphrey Bogart, and Crime School with Humphrey Bogart. Notice that Humphrey Bogart appeared with them quite a bit in their movies, and Humphrey Bogart was really one of my favorite actors. And and I really enjoyed him. And this last one, Crime School, Humphrey Bogart was actually a good guy. He was a good guy trying to help out Billy Hallop, the character that he was portraying, and I really enjoyed it, watching the influence. I think the best one, all time favorite in my opinion, was Angels with Dirty Faces. Angels with Dirty Faces, because it had great actors. It had Humphrey Bogart, James Cagney, and Ann Sheridan, I believe. Wonderful, wonderful acting there. But I want to get back on the topic of Leo Gorcey. I guess I got into a rabbit hole here, and Leo Gorcey went into the Bowery Boys, and Gorcey was mainly known for his distinctive use of malapropins, just a distinctive use of crucifying the English language, often substituting one word for another in humor, saying such as "I depreciate it" instead of saying "I appreciate it." And Leo Gorcey was from New York City. He was the son of Josephine and Bernard Gorcey, and their parents were both acting in Vanderbilt and short stature. His father Bernard stood at 4'10". He was the one that did Louis, the soda shop, while his mother measured 4'11". Despite his parents' height, Leo will reach a height of 5'6" as an adult. So he wasn't as short as his dad, amen. But here's the thing with Bernard Gorcey. Bernard Gorcey, I think, starred in a movie with Charlie Chaplin, and he had been doing his share of acting. And I really enjoyed him as Louis in the soda shop. He was just funny. He was a natural. I really enjoyed him there in the Bowery Boys. During the 1930s, Leo Gorcey's father worked in theater and film, often living separately from the family. In 1935, upon his return, Bernard Gorcey and Leo's younger brother, David, convinced Leo to audition for a minor role in the play Dead End. Leo, who had recently lost his job as a plumber's apprentice, aspired to follow in his father's footsteps. In the play, Gorcey and his brothers were cast as East 53rd Place gang members, later known as the Second Avenue Boys. When another actor left the production, Gorcey, originally the understudy, was promoted to the role of Spit. He developed a stage persona of a quarrelsome gutter snipe who relished causing trouble. In 1937, Samuel Goldwyn adapted the famous play Dead End into a film, and Gorcey and the other actors were brought to Hollywood. Over the next 2 decades, Gorcey became one of the busiest actors in Hollywood, starring in 7 Dead End Kids films from 1937 to 1939, 21 East Side Kids film from 1940 to 1945, and 41 Bowery Boys film from 1946 to 1955. He had quite an extensive record of acting. I think he was a great actor. It was a shame that he wasn't nominated for an Oscar because he was a great actor. He starred in a movie, I believe it was a World War II movie with Edward G. Robinson. I can't remember the name, so if any of you Bowery Boys fans are listening to me, if you could just tell me the name of that movie that with Edward G. Robinson that he starred in. He was really good at that movie, and I really enjoyed Leo Gorcey, the way his persona developed. If you take a close look at Angels with Dirty Faces while they're in the pool room, going out there betting and all, and the priest goes after them, which was portrayed by Pat O'Brien, you see Gorcey wearing his signature hat. And I said, that's prophetic, because that was done back in 1938. And that's prophetic of how he would use a hat, similar hat like that, to portray Slip Mahoney. So I thought that was really unique when they showed him that in that video clip. And I really liked the fact that Leo Gorcey transitioned from the Dead End Kids, and he was mostly playing second fiddle to Billy Hallop, and then he went on to portraying East Side Kids. He held his own in the East Side Kids. He was Muggs McGillis, I believe. That was one of his names, and and he was a tough guy. Sometimes you would see him portraying the role of a boxer. And one of his friends was, I think his close friends was Danny, who was portrayed by Bobby Jordan. And they made they really, they had a good chemistry there. One of my favorite was a World War II movie, and please forgive me, memory fails to as far as the title is concerned, but there was a World War II movie that they acted. It was Danny's brother was in the Navy, and they were dealing with Japanese spies. Oh, at the end, it's so hilarious. I think it's Barry Blitzkrieg. I'm not too sure if that's it, but it was a great movie to watch. And there was another one where Danny got beat up because he put this guy in jail, and when he got up, when he got out of jail, he was looking for Danny. He found him and he beat him up to a pulp. I thought that was the episode in which Danny died, but the episode where Bobby Jordan actually, his character actually died, is in Hell's Kitchen. He was portraying a character by the name of Joey that had a little dog. I'm sorry for my swiveling chair here, making some noise. He had a dog there, and it was a sad movie. It was I think it was a classic, a Dead End Kids classic. And they were all in reform school, and they were mistreated, and they were put in the refrigerator as punishment. And the character that Bobby Jordan portrayed was called Joey, and he was put in the refrigerator. He had been struggling with some kind of a virus or something, was sick, and they put him in that refrigerator. And when they took him out, he was just about dead, and he died. He died because of that punishment. It was a classic movie, Hell's Kitchen. But getting back to the Bowery Boys. When Danny got beat up, the East Side Kids came to the rescue once again, and Danny recovered. He lost a lot of blood, but I thought that was the episode in which he was gonna die, and I'm glad that he didn't die. But Gorcey, Bobby Jordan, and Hunts Hall, they really complemented each other in the East Side Kids episodes. They were real good. They held his own. Some people like the one that he starred in with Bela Lugosi, and about the spooks and the haunted house. A lot of people like that. That episode. And I need to get the film straight with the Bowery Boys, because the East Side Kids, because I don't know, for some reason I can't remember. I think it's Spooks Run Wild. If any of you are listening to me, please correct me. But that was very funny. That was a funny movie there. And the Bowery Boys then came into transition, and we're going to talk more about the Bowery Boys tomorrow. But I hope that I elaborated enough on Leo Gorcey. Any of you guys listening to me, feel free to join me in the chat. Feel free to let me know your thoughts about this. I'm always open to including new thoughts about Leo Gorcey. He was one of my favorites of the Dead End Kids. I have a couple of favorites, and I tell you, Leo Gorcey was an actor that held his own. So that's it for now. I just wanted to share some thoughts about Leo Gorcey. If you have any thoughts, any suggestions, and any things you would like for me to have in this show, please let me know. I really appreciate you guys listening to me, and have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye-bye.
We hope that you have enjoyed our show. Tune in tomorrow at 12 noon for another episode of the Montecristodog Show.